Well, in what they are hailing as a very historic decision, the government in a very significant step has gone ahead and hiked fertilizer subsidy by a very large margin. In fact, as per analysts, this particular margin is much higher than what they were anticipating. Not only what analysts were anticipating, even fertilizer companies apparently are quite surprised by the quantum of subsidy being given by the government to the farmers in order to procure fertilizers. So, one particular fertilizer called the DAP fertilizer has seen the subsidy for it hiked by the government quite significantly. So now the subsidy on DAP fertilizer has been hiked by 140%, that is a 2.4 times hike in the subsidy has been witnessed. Farmers at this point of time will get a subsidy of almost 1200 rupees a bag instead of the 500 rupees they were getting earlier. Farmers will now be able to get the DAP fertilizer at 1200 rupees a bag rather than the 2400 cost that the bag currently is priced at. So now when you're talking about this particular development, the government will end up spending an additional 14,775 crore approximately towards this particular subsidy. The Prime Minister has very clearly said that farmers should get fertilizers at the old rates despite international commodity price hikes, despite international rising prices. The government as well as the PM has clearly mentioned that the welfare of the farmers, it is at the core of most of the government's efforts. Now what they are saying is that the price of fertilizers is actually undergoing an increase due to the rising prices of phosphoric acid, ammonia, etc. On an international level. The PM stressed that farmers should get fertilizers at the old rates despite the international rise in prices. So now on this particular development, we've actually seen most of the brokerages actually discussing this particular development. Not only that, they've been quite surprised. So now what some of the analysts are saying is that they're saying that the subsidy on DAP fertilizers, which have been hiked to 1200 a bag from 500 a bag, means that farmers would continue to buy DAP at 1200 after the subsidy. The announcement pertains to DAP, but as per the nutrient-based scheme formula, this particular subsidy has to be nutrient-wise, and which is why it should be applicable to all nutrient-based subsidies, which is NPK, DAP, MOP, as well as SSP, according to analysts. They are waiting for an official confirmation on the same. Now, also what they are saying is that they are quite surprised by such a steep hike in the subsidy. It has taken industry players by surprise. It is going to result in higher volumes as well as higher EBITDA per ton for most of the players as per them. As per analysts, some of the companies like Coromandel International, Chambal and GSFC are the stocks to keep on the radar given the fact that they are likely beneficiaries of this particular move.